guys, I wanted to share with you a stretch that I've been giving to a number of clients recently that they've really been enjoying, so I figure you guys would like it too. It's a way to open up our hip internal rotation prior to, squatting, doing lunges, those sorts of things. So as you guys may know, when we get into those positions, kind of this position that I'm in now, our femur, our upper leg bone, kind of goes into a relative internal rotation position with the pelvis. So it doesn't necessarily actively internally rotate, but it's just the way that the pelvis and the femur interact down there at the bottom portion of the squat. So that's why internal rotation is important. You may feel like your hips are shifting in the bottom, or you're getting a lot of butt wink. A lot of times that's coming from a lack of internal rotation, either one side or both sides. So this is an easy mobilization that you can do as part of a warm-up, or just a way to regain some of that internal rotation. So you're going to need a rig or a bench that's not going to move, possibly a heavy kettlebell, but a rig works best. So what you're going to do, if I'm going to do my left leg, I'm going to get my foot on the outside of the rig, and my knee's just going to be straight forward. And I'm going to get into this position like we're doing a hip flexor stretch. So I'm going to create a little bit of tension here. I'm not going to go crazy into a hip flexor stretch, but from this position where I'm nice and upright, I'm going to start working my way over. So I'm kind of rotating my pelvis on that femur. So my leg's not moving. That's what the rig is doing. It's kind of blocking that leg. If the rig wasn't there and I go to do this and really crank myself, my foot's just going to start rotating with it. So that's why the rig's important, or something heavy is important to block that foot, to keep that from happening. So as we get into this position, we work our way over, and we're internally rotating this leg passively. So getting a good stretch on that capsule. And I want you to think about squaring up your pelvis and your chest. So I'm not just staying like this and kind of twisting on that hip and doing whatever. I want to stay squared up. That's going to get that pelvis rotated over that hip, and then we're going to kind of lunge into it a little bit and further that stretch. Now, you can do this a couple ways. You can sit here for a minute, hold that stretch, just kind of relax, allow those tissues to chill out a little bit and stretch. Or if you're more of a movement type person and can't stand to just hold a position, you can kind of work it back and forth. And then after you work it a few times, see if there's some more room you can gain here. Again, turning that whole chest and pelvis so that we're really internally rotated on this bottom leg. And I use this PVC for balance. This is not a balance drill. It's a stretch mobility drill. So, take out some challenge, make it easier on yourself so you can actually do what you need to do. But something just to hold on to so you can pay attention on the stretch itself. When you're done, you just kind of unwind yourself, and then you're good to go. So one of the best ways to kind of assess if that helps your squat, do this for a little bit, a couple rounds of holding it for a minute or working it back and forth, and then squat. See if your squat feels different. If it does, great. You found an exercise that's beneficial for you. I hope you guys like this. Share if there's somebody that needs some more internal rotation. We got some butt wink going on, some hip shift in the squats. This may be what they need.